What is up everyone, it's CMG here. So, I thought I would take a bit of time out today to discuss something that I've recently started doing more of in Overwatch, and in all honesty, it's made my experience of the game better in a lot of ways, and considering this game is 5 years old now, pretty much everyone and his mum know how to play the game, which means a lot of tougher games to play, plus we're all still waiting for Overwatch 2 to come out, and there's not a lot going on in terms of new content for it. So, we all know the most recent Deathmatch map to be released for Overwatch has been Malavento, a map based off the small Italian countryside stowaway area that was slow in coming to the live game because, well, the lawsuit. But aside from the fact that this map took a while to get here, the funny thing is, this is the one map that has actually got me into Deathmatch a lot more than previously, for reasons I will state in a bit. But I mean, earlier maps like Kanazaka or Chateau Guillot could have set things off in my head that maybe Overwatch should be a game mode I focus on a lot more than anything else, but I've had to wait 4 odd years to understand this. Now before I speak about this in a bit more depth, I just want to remind you all once again, if you like this idea for a video and you want to see more like this in the future, then go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Send a comment, like the video, and then turn on your notifications. It really does help me out a great deal. For those of you that have done it already, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So why do I enjoy Deathmatch so much at the minute? What has made me play on the Malavento map so much to a point where this is now the game mode that I enjoy the most out of anything? Now, when I say Deathmatch, I mean both kinds. So the 8-man free-for-all and also Team Deathmatch. I tend to enjoy free-for-all a bit more in this case, but I do like playing both modes nonetheless. Honestly, I think it's all due to the fact that I'm just getting bored of the base game now, and I just want to play something completely different. Deathmatch is that type of mode where not only can you chill out and try other heroes that you wouldn't normally play, but also there's not a single worry about what other teammates are doing in every game that would otherwise hinder your successes or ruin your gaming experience. We all understand that Overwatch is primarily a team-based game where everybody has to work together to reach an objective to win the game. Without your teammates, you cannot possibly win very many games. And well, if I had a penny for every random teammate I have ever had that has done stupid things to cost me a game, leaving me infuriated as a result, I'd have enough money to buy my own house, or even go on holiday for that matter. I don't know, for me, Deathmatch just feels like there's a hell of a lot of weight off your shoulders to perform, but there's just that little challenge that's given to you just to make sure that it doesn't feel completely stale every time you play. Also, you know in quick play or competitive where you have those unbearable queue times for DPS, you just have to wait around like 7 to 10 minutes just to get into a game. Like, compare this with either the tank or support categories, which are pretty much instant. You don't really get that in Deathmatch. You just pick a DPS character without any real reason to wait, and away you go. It also gives me a reason to practice heroes in Deathmatch that I would never try out in an actual game of Overwatch. I'll give you an example for this. There was one Deathmatch session that I had where I was playing a lot of Pharah. Now, I don't usually play very much Pharah. I find her very difficult to control most of the time. However, I had a lot of fun taking out my opponents using her, and it's at that point where I think to myself, if I can practice with her like this long enough, I might be able to get better with her. You know, take the time out to just try out a new hero, and it gives me a better incentive to go out and use that hero in proper games. This is also the case, funnily enough, with another hero, Ana. For some reason, I can't seem to understand this. Going off a bit of a tangent here, I've recently wanted to play some support and go Ana. Now, this is all stemmed off from me simply going into free-for-all deathmatch for a few games and then challenging myself simply by trying to hit as many sleep darts on opponents as I can. It's like I mentioned before about Deathmatch being a good way of putting some focus on a hero that you don't play often, and then getting accustomed to how they actually play, taking that, and then playing a few proper games afterwards. It honestly feels like you're more fully prepped and warmed up going into matches. This, rather than just going into quick play after you've literally turned on the PlayStation or computer, and then just, like, you expect to play amazingly. That's not how it works. You just got to practice and then just go straight into games, and then you'll be a lot better. But of course, all this, that doesn't mean to say that I feel any different to the base game of Overwatch right now. I still feel bored of it, and I just feel like I just want to play some deathmatch more often than not. Now, there is another firm reason why I've started playing more Deathmatch in Overwatch recently compared to every other game mode, and it involves me having to talk about a completely different game that I've been playing a lot of, and it's a game that I've covered already on the channel only just a while ago, funnily enough. Splitgate. Honestly, by playing tons of modes, playing that game specifically, I reckon it's allowed me to understand FPS games from a whole different angle. It's allowed me to focus on the basics of an FPS, which is to go around getting kills, earning points, and having a lot of fun doing it, even if it means losing a few games here and there. By playing loads of Team Deathmatch and a few other really good game modes on Splitgate, it has helped me to understand that FPS games can be fun if you just go back to basics and worry not about having to bother with capturing points or pushing payloads in Overwatch, relying on your teammates to achieve the things that you can't do. But I mean, after playing a few Deathmatch games on Splitgate, then coming back to Overwatch and then playing Deathmatch on that too, for some reason it's just allowed me to enjoy the game a whole lot more. It's the perfect example of if you feel burnt out of a certain game, it can be any game, it could be Fortnite, it could be Rocket League, it could be Apex Legends, it could be any game that you've played for a long time. Try a different game out and get a fresh scenery. Play certain game modes in that. And then if you feel happy with your situation, see if you can return to your original game and then play like you've done with the earlier game, and then just decide if you feel comfortable with the way that you're playing. I don't know, man. I don't even know if this is even making sense to a lot of you watching this, but it sure as hell does to me. Honestly, I think trying new games and exploring new places is ideally the best way to get the best out of your gaming experience overall. If you feel like you're getting burnt out or you're not getting the best out of a game, it's always good to make changes here and there. I mean, cast your mind back to like 3 to 4 years ago. Like, Deathmatch wasn't supposed to be a game mode that was supposed to be added to Overwatch, because back when, if you remember, when Jeff Kaplan was still leading the proceedings of Overwatch, he stated that it was never the intention for the devs to add Deathmatch to the game because it felt, well, in terms of him specifically, he felt that it wasn't a good fit for Overwatch. But, you know, by popular demand, it forced their hand and they decided to include it. And for my sake, I'm just glad that they ended up doing it, you know? It's completely different to the way you play quick play and competitive. It's a way of just chilling out. It's a way of, everybody wants to play DPS in competitive, so, you know, it's very difficult to play DPS in competitive games. So the only way you can do that really is playing in a place that, you know, everybody can play DPS and everybody can practice whatever they want to, which is Deathmatch, which is the arcade. I mean, yeah, there are places in the arcade where, you know, I play a few of those game modes and I get frustrated. I mean, some people say if you are somebody who rages in the arcade, then you've got a problem. Yeah, I do have a bit of a problem because I do rage in the arcade. I will admit that now. But, you know, in Deathmatch, it's almost as if a lot of weight has just been taken off your shoulders. And I feel grateful to understand that perspective just by simply playing a completely different game. So there you go, those are my thoughts of playing Deathmatch, but I want to know your opinions, right? If you are watching this video right now, and you're somebody who's been playing a lot of Deathmatch in Overwatch, what are your experiences? And yeah, just share them in the comment section down below. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the video, guys. If you have watched this video to the end, thank you so much. If you want to see more like this in the future, then go ahead and click on the subscribe button, send a comment, like the video, and then turn on your notifications. It really does help me out a great deal. You can also check me out on my Twitter account, and also there's my Discord server. Thank you for stopping by, chaps. Have a great day. Have a great life. Be nice to your fellow gamers because we are all human beings. I've been CMG as always, and until the next video, I shall see you later. Peace.